Hello. Welcome to our video which is focused on Stanag 6001, Level 3 students. There are several topics at Level 3. For example, education, environment, economy, weapon systems and equipment. We will introduce one of the topics in this video. The video has 3 parts: questions, answers and helpful vocabulary. First, you are going to hear several questions. Pause the video after each question and say your answers out loud, pretending you are at the real exam. Try to answer to the best of your ability on Level 3. Beware, you need to pause the video after each question. The questions are all shown on screen at the end of this part, in case you needed help understanding them. In the second part of the video, you are going to hear the questions again, followed by possible answers. Don't learn them by heart. Use them only as an inspiration. First, don't look at the screen and only listen to the answers. Then listen to the answers again while simultaneously reading the answers. In the last part of the video, there is useful vocabulary shown on the screen. Don't just look at it passively. Practice incorporating these words into your own sentences. Without this step, you will not be able to use this vocabulary actively. Ready? Let's roll. What are the main causes of the generation gap between older and younger generations? How do different generations perceive the use of technology and social media? How do you think the generation gap affects communication within families? What are the main causes of unemployment in your country? What measures can governments take to reduce unemployment rates? What role do education and vocational training play in addressing unemployment? What are the primary factors contributing to homelessness in urban areas? How can society better support homeless individuals in finding stable housing and employment? What are the challenges in addressing homelessness, and how can they be overcome? What are the main consequences of overpopulation on the environment? How does overpopulation impact resources such as food, water, and energy? What policies can governments implement to manage population growth effectively? What are the main reasons people choose to immigrate from their home countries? What challenges do immigrants face when integrating into a new society? What role do international organizations play in managing global migration issues? What are some common family problems that can affect family dynamics? How can families effectively communicate to resolve conflicts and improve relationships? What resources and support systems are available for families dealing with significant issues like addiction or abuse? What are the key factors to consider when choosing a place to live? What impact does the design of a living space have on a person's quality of life? How do housing policies in your country affect the availability and affordability of homes for young couples? In your country, are the responsibilities of a mother the same as the responsibilities of a father to their families? Are there different expectations for sons and daughters? Do men-men friendships differ from women-men or women-women friendships? How? What are the main causes of the generation gap between older and younger generations? From my perspective, the main causes of the generation gap are different lifestyles and modern technologies. Older generations mostly tend to spend their time with offline activities, talking to their family members, working in the garden. Younger generations spend plenty of time online texting with their friends on WhatsApp, Snapchat, posting photos on Instagram and short videos on TikTok. Even when spending time with their families, Gen Z would hardly ever let go of their phone. Additionally, millennials and Gen Z are people who were born into digital world. They are natural with technologies, which might lead to widening of the generation gap, as Gen X is not as quick to learn with modern technologies. How do different generations perceive the use of technology and social media? It would seem that different generations perceive the use of technology and social media quite differently, particularly in terms of communication. Younger generations, who have grown up with technology and the internet, might view social media as an essential tool for daily communication, networking, and self-expression. I mean, for the Gen Z generation, it is normal to communicate over Instagram or Snapchat, while for the millennials, it is mostly Facebook and Messenger. The speed is the name of the game here, and sending voice messages, photos and videos is the new norm. In contrast, older generations might perceive social media as a less personal form of communication. They may prioritize traditional methods such as phone calls, emails or in-person conversations. How do you think the generation gap affects communication within families? I firmly believe that the generation gap significantly hampers communication within families. This gap creates misunderstandings and conflicts, as older and younger family members often struggle to relate to each other's experiences and perspectives. Older generations may find it difficult to understand the digital language and social norms of the younger ones, leading to frustration and miscommunication. Conversely, younger people might feel that their elders are out of touch and resistant to change, making it hard to have meaningful conversations. This disconnect can result in weakened family bonds and reduced quality time together, as both sides might prefer interacting within their own generational circles. What are the main causes of unemployment in your country? In my opinion, the main causes of unemployment in the Czech Republic can largely be attributed to political mismanagement. Politicians have often failed to address economic issues effectively, leading to unstable economic environments where businesses hesitate to invest and expand. Lack of support for small and medium enterprises restricts job creation. Additionally, insufficient investment in education and training means that the workforce often doesn't meet the evolving demands of the modern job market. If politicians anticipated technological changes and global economic shifts, the Czech economy would be better prepared for transitions and therefore might generate new jobs. Overall, political oversight and poor planning significantly contribute to the high unemployment rates we see today. What measures can governments take to reduce unemployment rates? I guess this heavily depends on your political perspective on government. Because the government is also able to stimulate the economy directly, I think we have all heard about the hunger wall during Charles IV's reign. So, implementing infrastructure projects can stimulate job creation across various sectors. Such projects not only provide immediate employment, but also improve the economic foundations for future growth. Additionally, the government might also try to shift their focus to creating flexible labor laws, which, when implemented effectively, might lead to more thriving businesses and a more flexible workforce. Governments can also adopt several measures to reduce unemployment rates, but I am particularly concerned about the effectiveness of these strategies. I believe that investing in education and training is crucial because by aligning educational programs with market demands, governments can ensure that the workforce is equipped with relevant skills. What role do education and vocational training play in addressing unemployment? Education and vocational training play a crucial role in addressing unemployment by equipping individuals with the skills necessary to meet current job market demands. A well-educated workforce is more adaptable and can transition more smoothly between different jobs and industries. As I see it, vocational training, specifically, bridges the gap between educational theory and practical application, making candidates more attractive to employers who need specific skills. By focusing on these areas, governments can ensure that workers are not only employable but also capable of thriving in a competitive market. Furthermore, continuous education and training help workers stay relevant as industries evolve due to technological advances, thus reducing long-term unemployment rates. These educational strategies are essential for fostering a robust, dynamic labor force. What are the primary factors contributing to homelessness in urban areas? The primary factors contributing to homelessness in urban areas are multifaceted, involving economic, social, and policy-related dimensions. Firstly, the soaring cost of living in urban centers, particularly housing affordability, pushes individuals out of stable accommodation. Economic disparities widen as job opportunities in cities become increasingly specialized, sidelining those with less education or skills. Secondly, inadequate social services and support systems for mental health and addiction exacerbate the inability of vulnerable populations to secure and maintain housing. Lastly, urban planning and policies often fail to allocate sufficient resources for affordable housing projects, focusing instead on commercial developments. Tackling these issues requires comprehensive strategies that address both the symptoms and root causes of urban homelessness. How can society better support homeless individuals in finding stable housing and employment? To truly support these individuals, society must first address the deep-rooted issues of affordable housing shortages and the need for job training tailored to the demands of the modern economy. But unfortunately, the housing market is a mess in the Czech Republic, even for the lower and working classes, which creates even more barriers for the homeless people. I think that one of the solutions might be for the government to invest in comprehensive affordable housing projects and partner with private sectors to create employment programs that specifically target the homeless population. Homeless people just simply cannot compete for their place in the workforce, so perhaps providing access to mental health services and addiction treatment could undoubtedly yield benefits for society as a whole, if not just in easing the economic burden of social benefits for homeless people. What are the challenges in addressing homelessness, and how can they be overcome? Addressing homelessness presents numerous challenges, primarily due to societal attitudes and systemic issues. The way I see it, there is a stigma attached to homelessness. Individuals are often unfairly viewed as responsible for their situation. That might reduce public support for effective interventions. Next, homelessness, influenced by factors such as mental health, family issues, addiction, and economic instability, requires complex solutions rather than quick fixes. I strongly believe that the public really needs to shift their viewing of homelessness. Society needs to foster empathy and understanding towards homeless individuals. Additionally, governments must implement comprehensive policies that address the root causes, including improving mental health services, increasing affordable housing, and providing job training programs tailored to reintegrate homeless individuals into the workforce. These steps are crucial for creating a sustainable solution to homelessness. What are the main consequences of overpopulation on the environment? There are several consequences of overpopulation because overpopulation is one of the most severe problems that humanity has been facing in the last decades. Some of the severe consequences on the environment lead to resource depletion, pollution, and habitat destruction. As the population grows, the demand for natural resources such as water, fossil fuels, and arable land increases, causing their rapid depletion. Additionally, overpopulation results in higher waste production and pollution, contaminating air, water, and soil, and overall contributing to climate change. Other consequences are deforestation and loss of biodiversity, as natural habitats are destroyed due to urbanization and agricultural expansion. Many experts and scientists claim that if we do not act now, humanity might soon be beyond the point of no return. How does overpopulation impact resources such as food, water, and energy? The number of humans on Earth is rising rapidly, and so is the demand for food and water. The source of drinking water is limited. The more people on Earth, the more drinking water is needed, not only for drinking, but also for farming. That might lead to a freshwater shortage. Another issue is the demand for food, which leads to overfarming. Consequently, rainforests are being cut, landscape is being transformed into fields and pens for livestock. The more cattle on Earth, the higher the methane volume in the atmosphere, which results in a stronger greenhouse effect. As far as I'm concerned, mankind should implement sustainable practices and invest in renewable energy sources. What policies can governments implement to manage population growth effectively? I believe governments can manage population growth effectively through a combination of education, healthcare, and economic policies. Firstly, investing in education, particularly for women, can significantly reduce birth rates, as educated women tend to have fewer children. Secondly, improving access to healthcare, including family planning services and contraception, allows individuals to make informed decisions about reproduction. Thirdly, economic incentives such as tax benefits for smaller families and support for working parents can encourage smaller family sizes. Additionally, policies promoting sustainable urban planning and development can help accommodate population growth without straining resources. These measures, if implemented together, can create a balanced approach to managing population growth while ensuring a sustainable future. What are the main reasons people choose to immigrate from their home countries? The reasons for emigrating are cultural, social, economic, and very often political. However, I think the main reason people emigrate from their countries is certainly war. Ukraine, Russia, Myanmar, Mexico, Syria, Somalia, and so on. Especially in these countries, families are suffering from lack of food, homelessness, and poor healthcare. All these facts force families to flee their home country, even though it is an unimaginably tough decision. They have to leave everything behind and go, not knowing where they will end up, how they will get there, and if or when they get there. That is an enormous amount of stress, which only a few people can imagine, yet the families choose to immigrate, risking they might be separated on the way. What challenges do immigrants face when integrating into a new society? Immigrants might face significant challenges when integrating into a new society, including language barriers, cultural differences, and employment difficulties. The language issue can be very problematic, since the Czech language is one of the most difficult in the world, and the language barrier might hinder effective communication, making it hard to access services and job opportunities. Cultural differences might lead to social isolation or misunderstandings, as immigrants adapt to new customs and social norms. Employment difficulties arise as immigrants might struggle to have their qualifications recognized or compete in the job market, leading to underemployment or unemployment. I remember that there were problems with nostrification for the Ukrainian refugees who wanted to work in our country. What role do international organizations play in managing global migration issues? International organizations play a crucial role in managing global migration issues. On one hand, they might provide essential support and resources to countries dealing with large influxes of migrants, helping to ensure that basic needs like food, shelter, and medical care are met. Organizations like the United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees, UNHCR, and the International Organization for Migration, IOM, work to protect the rights of migrants and refugees, offering legal assistance and advocating for fair treatment. On the other hand, these organizations might facilitate international cooperation, helping countries to develop and implement comprehensive migration policies that promote safe and orderly migration. By addressing both immediate needs and long-term policy challenges, international organizations are vital in managing the complexities of global migration. What are some common family problems that can affect family dynamics? From my perspective, common family problems that can affect family dynamics might include communication issues, financial stress, and differing values. Different generations have different experiences, which might lead to potentially problematic issues. And these issues might even be exaggerated by poor communication, preventing family members from resolving issues effectively. Financial stress might create tension and anxiety as parents struggle to provide for their family's needs, potentially leading to arguments and strained relationships. Fortunately, I have a great family, so I can't really talk from personal experience. But I would argue that understanding and mutual respect are paramount when trying to preserve family harmony. And today, there are professional psychologists who might help a family that is experiencing some of those problems. How can families effectively communicate to resolve conflicts and improve relationships? The way I see it, families might effectively communicate by practicing active listening, showing empathy, and setting time for regular open discussions. The worst thing one could do is silence, not communicate at all. Active listening means that the listener is 100% mind present, paying full attention to the speaker and acknowledging their feelings, which might help prevent misunderstandings and foster mutual respect. Showing empathy allows family members to understand each other's perspectives and emotions, creating a supportive environment. You simply show that you care. Additionally, setting time for regular open discussions can provide a safe space for family members to express their concerns and find solutions collaboratively. These strategies might lead to stronger, healthier family relationships by promoting understanding and cooperation. What resources and support systems are available for families dealing with significant issues like addiction or abuse? In my point of view, families dealing with significant issues like addiction or abuse might benefit from a variety of resources and support systems. Firstly, professional counseling and therapy can provide essential emotional support and coping strategies. Therapists might help family members understand the root causes of their problems and develop healthier communication patterns. Secondly, support groups like Alcoholics Anonymous in the USA or domestic abuse shelters offer a safe space for individuals to share their experiences and receive advice from others facing similar challenges. Lastly, many communities provide social services, such as emergency housing, financial assistance, and legal aid, to help families stabilize their situation. Utilizing these resources can significantly improve the chances of recovery and healing for affected families. What are the key factors to consider when choosing a place to live? According to experts, the key factors include cost of living, job opportunities, and quality of life. I would add the price of the real estate itself, in case you are buying it. Firstly, the cost of living is crucial as it affects your overall financial stability. Areas with lower costs might allow for better savings and less financial stress. Secondly, job opportunities are essential, especially for career growth and long-term stability. Lastly, quality of life factors, such as community facilities like parks, schools, shops, hospitals, and safety, play a significant role. A place with good healthcare, excellent schools, low crime rates, and ample leisure activities might lead to a more fulfilling and balanced lifestyle. These factors collectively influence the overall satisfaction of your living environment. What impact does the design of a living space have on a person's quality of life? It would seem that the design of a living space does not impact a person's quality of life. However, a well-designed space can enhance comfort, productivity, and mental well-being. For instance, ample natural light and good ventilation might improve mood and health, reducing the risk of depression and respiratory issues, and some researches support that. Additionally, a functional layout with sufficient storage and organized spaces can reduce stress and increase efficiency in daily tasks. Moreover, aesthetically pleasing environments, incorporating elements like greenery and wisely selected colors, might create a sense of tranquility and satisfaction. Therefore, thoughtful design choices in a living space definitely contribute to a more enjoyable and healthier lifestyle. How do housing policies in your country affect the availability and affordability of homes for young couples? Well, to be honest, I must say that this is a very complex question. I would argue that the situation in the Czech housing market is a disaster for young couples for a plethora of reasons. On the one hand, we have an overly complex and prolonged permitting process in the Czech Republic, and also on the other hand, the prices have skyrocketed in the past years. Both of those reasons lead to a market that is not very flexible and a market that makes it almost impossible to own a property for young people if they haven't inherited a house or a larger sum of money from their parents. Even though, in the Czech Republic, we have one of the highest percentages of house ownership in the EU, it is mostly the older generation that owns the property, not the young one. In my opinion, the problem with housing is mainly caused by the very complex construction permitting process and because houses are now considered investments. So we lack starter homes, and young couples often pay rent to the owner who has a mortgage on the property. So, basically, young renters are paying the mortgage for the owner because the owner had the capital to get a mortgage from the bank. This problem is then closely connected with young people moving abroad or having fewer children. In your country, are the responsibilities of a mother the same as the responsibilities of a father to their families? One could argue that in the Czech Republic, the responsibilities of a mother might differ from those of a father within families due to traditional gender roles and societal expectations. Traditionally, mothers are often expected to handle the majority of childcare and household duties, which might limit their opportunities for professional growth. Fathers, on the other hand, are typically viewed as the primary breadwinners, focusing more on financial support. Luckily for women, these roles are gradually changing as society moves towards gender equality. Increasingly, both parents share responsibilities more equally, with fathers taking on more active roles in parenting and mothers pursuing careers. This shift hopefully leads to more balanced family dynamics and greater opportunities for both parents to contribute to their family's well-being. Are there different expectations for sons and daughters? From my personal standpoint, there might be different expectations for sons and daughters in many cultures. Sons are often expected to pursue careers, achieve financial success, and provide for the family. This pressure might lead them to prioritize education and professional development over personal interests. Daughters, on the other hand, might be expected to focus more on domestic responsibilities, caregiving, and maintaining family relationships. This can limit their opportunities for career advancement and personal growth. However, as gender equality progresses, these traditional expectations are evolving, and what was true for our parents' generation is not so true for our generation. I would even argue that Generation Z is even more balanced in these issues. There have been many positive steps in the past few years. Hopefully, the trend will continue in the future. Do men-men friendships differ from women-men or women-women friendships? How? It would seem that men-only friendships might differ from women-men or women-only friendships in terms of emotional expression and activities shared. Speaking of my personal experience, men-men friendships often focus on shared activities, such as sports or hobbies, and usually involve less verbal communication about personal feelings. This can create a bond based on mutual interests and camaraderie. In contrast, women-women friendships often involve more emotional sharing and verbal communication, fostering a deeper emotional connection. Women-men friendships offer a blend of these dynamics, combining emotional support with shared activities. I have 50% male friends and 50% female friends. I would say I can talk more honestly with my male friends. The differences in friendship styles reflect societal norms and expectations regarding gender roles and emotional expression. Understanding these variations can enhance appreciation for diverse ways of forming and maintaining friendships. This is the end of the video. Thank you for watching. We hope that you find it useful in your preparation for the exam. Feel free to watch our other videos which you can now see on this screen. If you find it useful, click that like button below the video and subscribe to our channel so you won't miss our new videos.